All right, we're going to go ahead and kick things off. Thanks everyone for coming to the marketing and lead generation panel. First up, we're going to be joined by Jason Miller from Marketo. As a marketer, I look at Marketo actually as one of those companies that you always look to for inspiration and kind of follow their lead. They're definitely one of the thought leaders in the space around inbound marketing and social media specifically, so I know I'm real excited to hear what Jason has to say. Without further ado, Mr. Miller.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. My name is Jason Miller. I'm Jason Miller, CA, on Twitter and, of course, at Marketo. What I'm going to show you today is basically, this isn't social media 101. This is a step above that. This is social media tactics and stuff that I use for lead generation that I've picked up over the past 18 months at Marketo. And this is stuff from in the trenches. So, I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to, I market to marketers. So a lot of people are going to say that these B2B tactics don't work and social or whatnot. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's absolutely wrong. And we're going to get started with this guy right here. The first thing you'll notice about this guy, besides the fact that he's too old to have that Justin Bieber style haircut, right, is that he's trying to sell you social media profits. This is a picture I took with my phone while lying in bed at like 2 in the morning on a Saturday. And this guy comes on this infomercial and he's trying to tell you that you can make $250,000 a year from a month from Facebook, from sitting at home, and that's just not right. Social media leads do not come in a box. Like donuts come in a box, and donuts are tasty. But this is something that you cannot get. Social media profits, social media leads, they do not come in a box. This is really interesting. This is an actual ad that I clicked on from Facebook. Look at this live webinar event. Who wants 100,000 plus Facebook likes? And that's just the beginning, right? It's crazy. Look at this though at the bottom here. Generating massive leads and sales at the same time. This guy has found the social media nexus of the universe. This can't happen. This is ridiculous. And the bottom line here is that all leads are not created equal, right? There's companies out there who claim to say, oh, we generate 100,000 leads a month, right? 100,000 leads a month. You should have 1 billion customers by now. The problem is that what they consider a lead is not really a lead. If somebody comes to your website and fills out a form, comes to your landing page and fills out a form, if you're not scoring them, that's just the name. You don't know if they're qualified to buy your product. If they're not qualified to buy your product, then they're just a name. Then you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. It begs the question, what if this is as good as it gets? What if this is it, man? Well, I'm here to tell you there's something else. Optimizing your social channels for lead generation. Lionel Richie, classic. Who doesn't love Lionel? The Commodores, I guess that was, right? My point being is that if you lay a foundation out there with your social media channels, you're optimizing your presence out there. You're optimizing, you're ready to be found. And I'm telling you, B2B works for social. If the people who tell you that B2B does not work, I tell them there's 1 billion people on Facebook. Let's start there. You're telling me your prospects and your customers are not there, you're wrong. It's all about how you target them. It's all about how you get in front of them. It's all about you sell to them without selling to them. And why is social for lead generation? We all know this number, 70% of the buying cycle is complete, right? Well, it's searching. But while they're doing their research, they're searching Google, they're searching Bing, they're searching everywhere. Well, they're also searching LinkedIn, and they're searching Twitter, they're searching YouTube, they're searching Facebook. And if you're not optimized to be there, if you don't have that intelligence in place, then you're going to be missing out on these leads. You're simply missing opportunities. But beware, right? Because I've been doing this for 18 months, man. We had really tremendous success with social for lead gen. But these leads are not ready to buy. You have to have some kind of nurturing process in place, right? You have to pull these guys in. It's such a top of the funnel thing that they're not ready to buy, but you're building these relationships with these folks, right? And you'd have better luck getting a customer from a first touch attribution model on Twitter for $40,000 sale then you would see Bigfoot witness a UFO landing. I mean, it's not going to happen. But of course, there have been sightings. It's not about that though. It's about another touch point. It's about a channel that wasn't there 5 years ago. It's about something. These are touch points that accelerate the funnel. These are touch points. These are new B2B touch points along the funnel, and they're vital that you're tracking these and you have the proper software in place to track this stuff. Listening is terribly overrated unless you do something with the insights. These are real insights. This is a word cloud based on every person that I've found to be influential in the B2B marketing space, and this is their conversation that happened over 90 days. You can see Marketing's the number one thing. Inbound, compelling, marketing, business, company. These are all insights. You can click on these. This is a word cloud. Anybody can do this. This is Radiant 6, by the way. But the idea here is to click deep down into these. You can open these up and see what the buzz is here. And you can collect that intelligence, and you can start to target your audience. You can see the conversations. This is where you figure out what your content is. What kind of content do I need to produce? Well, you can ask your sales department. You can ask your customer service reps what kind of pain points they have. But you can also go out there and collect all these conversations and analyze them. And then analyze your competition. This is a topic trend here. Obviously, these are all real numbers. But what's interesting here is that if you see these little spikes here, you want to drill down and you want to see what's going on there. There's some activity going on around your brand and around your competition. You want to get in there and take that intelligence, and you're going to apply it later, which I'm going to show you. 5 essentials for success. I've narrowed this down. I've distilled this down to 5 things you need to do, right? 5 things. It's essential. Inbound is not enough. There's a million people out there who preach that inbound marketing is your answer. Inbound is not. Inbound is like hanging out. Inbound alone is like hanging out with the same kids from kindergarten your entire life, right? You don't break through that circle. You're just reaching the same people over and over again. So you got to put some outbound tactics behind that. It's vital. The 411 rule. I'll talk about that in a second. We use this in lead nurturing, but we also use this in social. This is basically saying don't broadcast. I hate to use the word engage because it's so cliched, but it's true. Oh. Content is still king. I'm sorry to tell you this cliche as well. Content is still king. It powers lead gen. It powers marketing automation. It powers social. This is super important. So without the proper content tailored towards each individual social channel, because remember the buyer is in control, and you have to give them your content at the right time, at the right place. We all know that. But in the preferred distribution channel that they want. They are in control. If it's Slideshare, you got to be there. Google+, there are people there. It's important. Social signals, super important. Google is never going to tell us the exact algorithm they use, right? But their job is to show you the most relevant content when you type a search query into that search bar. So right now they're actually taking social signals and they're putting those in place to show relevance. So if your competition tweets something out and they have more followers and they get more influential people to tweet that out who have more followers than you do as well, they're going to get a little bit of a boost in SEO. And the algorithm is changing again. Not only are they going to see who's tweeting the most stuff, so you can't buck the system anymore, they're going to figure out who has the most influence based on their social channels, and they're going to give that SEO boost to the relevance to your content. And then advocates. Hopefully we all work for companies where we have advocates who want to share our message, right? I'll get to that in a second, how you can leverage that. Again, inbound plus outbound equals awesomeness. To break through to those second-degree coveted connections, the friends of friends, you need to put some outbound behind your inbound. It's essential. Paid advertising behind your own good content. These banner ads and stuff, what really works in social is to pay to promote your own good content. You don't want to sell there. You need to quit the mentality of always be selling to always be helping. Not always be closing, but always be helping, right? That's the super important thing to take away here. I touched on this, the 411 rule. Coined by Joe Pulizzi from the Content Marketing Institute, who is the authority on content marketing, the smartest man on the planet when it comes to content marketing in many regards. For every one self-serving tweet, you should retweet one relevant tweet, and more importantly, share 4 pieces of relevant content written by others. So basically, you don't want to be the over-obsessing girlfriend. You want to share the love a little bit. And this applies to Twitter. It applies to Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, Slideshare. It applies to everything. It applies to lead nurturing. We use this at Marketo, this rule of lead nurturing, right? It works really well. It's another analogy I borrowed from Rebecca Lieb from the Altimeter Group. And she's talking about how do you get this content to fuel your social channels? Well, you look at your social intelligence based on your listening, based on all this CRM intelligence you have around these folks, and then you build content based around them, and then you chop the hell out of that. You repurpose it. And Rebecca likes to say, she uses this Thanksgiving analogy where Thanksgiving, you have this turkey, and then you're eating turkey for like 2 weeks because you're repurposing the turkey. You're having turkey sandwiches, turkey soups, whatever. The same thing, you can think about your content. You chop up an ebook into a video, into a Slideshare deck, into an infographic. There's tons of things to do with these. You have the content out there. You just need to be clever enough to repurpose it and tailor it for those individual channels. talked about this. These social signals are influencing Google. This is going to determine the amount of content the amount of shares that your content gets, the amount of touch points is going to influence how your company ranks when people search in Google. That's super important if you're not out there. If you're not getting +1s on Google, you're already behind. People are neglecting Google, but Google's a sleeping giant. They're going to come around and they're going to make you pay attention because it's super important that you are staying as much time as you can on the Google platform. Leveraging your employees as advocates. This is the KISS Army, right? Gene Simmons has figured this out for all of us. There's people out there who want to share your message. Your employees, your champions, your customers who love your product. You need to empower them to share your message, and it's super easy. A couple of things you can do. We use a platform called GaggleAmp, and what GaggleAmp does is it basically pulls all of your messages, your top messages, into one queue. And then your companies get in there, or your employees get in there, your champions, whoever your favorite folks are in the product world, and they subscribe to these channels, and now they have a way to share your messages to all 3 of their channels. They sign up with LinkedIn, they sign up with Twitter, they sign up with Google+, and it filters these messages into their channels. And it looks natural. The retweets look like retweets. But basically, you're getting your social channels out there, you're getting your social signals out there, and you're making it super easy for the folks who don't know what to tweet about your company. The number one thing is, what do I tweet about? Solve that problem. What do I update my LinkedIn profile about? Solves that problem.
What was that called?
GaggleAmp. Gaggle, amp, as in amplifier. So there's another one called Advocate, ADDVOCATE, which is Marcus Nelson's company, who many of you may know from Salesforce days. He actually started the Salesforce social team. Really interesting story. Interesting guy. Twitter for lead generation. I've distilled this down to 3 things for you, right? Twitter works wonders for our lead gen. It's a great way to disseminate your content on top of your campaigns, right? Let me set the stage a little bit here by saying these things alone will not solve any of your problems. The integrated marketing campaigns, we all need to think of social, like break down the silos, and break it all into an integrated marketing campaign. So your whole marketing team is all on the same page using these social channels to distribute their content and promote their content just as they are their email campaigns, and socializing those as well. But these are the 3 things that I've distilled down that work for us. Number 1, organic plus promoted tweets. Again, the outbound plus the inbound. It's essential. You have to have these 2 working together. You have to, absolutely. Number 2, advocate program. I just talked about that. These social signals. Twitter's super simple. We do 3 messages a week. I'm giving away my secrets here. We do 3 messages a week to our employees, but I'm telling you what, those social signals out there, they're out there and they're showing relevance. They're searching and they're showing up, and then people are clicking on them. GaggleAmp is driving thousands of unique visitors to Marketo's website, and those are converting because they're specific tweets, right? It's all about relevance. Number 3, target, A/B test, measure, and optimize. This is where the intelligence comes in, right? You know all this stuff from listening. You know all this stuff about your customers. Why not put another option on your lead form to collect a Twitter handle, then get that Twitter handle, and you can target these people specifically like that. You can run ads to interest, by who they follow, by what they're interested in, by what they're talking about, by relevance. It's super powerful. And it's another channel to get your content, your early stage content, mind you, in front of these people at the right place at the right time. And you'll get click-throughs and you'll get conversions. I saw somebody mention this morning that these short forms, get better conversion rates. Of course, this is social. This is very early stage content. Make these forms short, like 5 fields tops, but don't go 2 fields. You go 2 fields, you don't have enough info to score these people and tell whether or not they fit your buyer profile. If they don't, then you're wasting your money, right? But when they come back using progressive profiling, they're only going to have a couple forms to fill out. It's already filled in. It's a beautiful, beautiful process. 5 fields. Get that Twitter handle. Get 6. That's Twitter specific. Here's a couple. We are very transparent at Marketo. We like to put our numbers out there. So these are actual numbers from a campaign. $109,000 invested. That's a lot of money, right? But we drove almost 3,000 prospects. These are not names. These are not people who filled out the form. These are scored prospects who are likely to buy our product. And we got that down to $37 per prospect. $37, man. I'm happy to pay $37 for a qualified prospect that I got through Twitter, that my competition isn't even using right now, that B2B marketing says they haven't figured it out yet. Crazy, $37. Facebook. I love Facebook. Facebook is so incredibly powerful. Dennis Yu from Blitzmetrics is the smartest man on the planet when it comes to Facebook. This guy blew my mind one day when he sat me down and he goes, Jason, with the Facebook Open Graph, and by the way, lock down your privacy settings because this stuff's rolling out, and you can have some info out there on your personal settings that you don't want. If you're a business, you want everything out there in public, you want their phone number, et cetera, et cetera. He showed me that using the Open Graph, you can go into your competitor's Facebook page, find the user IDs of these folks who are commenting and engaging with their content, and run specific targeted ads towards them in their news feed. Are you kidding me? So it might be a small list, but what the hell? That person is engaged with their competition, and you're sneaking in their news feed, and you're selling without selling to them. That's incredible. I get so excited. I feel like what's that? The motivational speaker on SNL, Chris Farley, and he's like lives down by the river in a van, right? So basically 4 things for Facebook. This is super important. If you have a Facebook page, again, I don't care what your niche is, I don't care what your product is, there are opportunities to target on Facebook. The B2B audience is not here on Facebook to be sold to. They are here to be entertained. They're here to connect. They're here to engage. They're here to be helped. They're here to find information. Don't sell them unless you specifically are asked to. Anyway, use your Facebook real estate wisely. Cover photo. They just updated the fact that you can now put a call to action on the cover photo. That's crazy. You know why they did that? Because nobody's going to brands' Facebook pages, especially B2B brand Facebook pages. I'm sorry to tell you. But now, when you get that beautiful cover photo and you have a nice call to action on it, and somebody likes that page, it shows up in their news feed as this banner ad, and it's free. Facebook's giving you that for free. It's a really nice little tactic, and it's pulling people back to the page, solving their problem. Number 2. Visuals vital. The new timeline. They rolled this out because they want big, bold visuals. I'll show you some examples and how powerful this really is. Tying it back to your offer. What the hell are you doing this for if you're not tying it back to an offer, right? And that's where the targeting comes in. That's where the intelligence comes in. That's where your lead forms come in. And a perfect cocktail of paid ads, custom audience targeting, and retargeting. Custom audience targeting. This is so powerful. What we do at Marketo, and I hate to keep using these Marketo examples, but I'm telling you, there's not a lot of people who are doing this yet. I mean, I get a lot of freedom to go out there and do a lot of trial and error, do a lot of crazy stuff that people are like, you're out of your mind, it's stupid to do that. I'm like, no, it's working. Look, it's working. I'll show you these numbers. Custom audience targeting in Facebook, you can upload a list from your CRM, from an email list, from wherever, right? You can target these people where they are on the funnel. Say they're a prospect. You want to show them a demo. You can get in there and upload those email addresses in Facebook Power Editor with 2 clicks and target them specifically and get it for like a nickel a click. A nickel a click. I'll pay for that every time. Then you can target people at the bottom of the funnel. And you already have their name. Maybe they're an opportunity. But you just want to wave, like staying top of mind is terribly underrated in social media, and that's what it's there for, staying top of mind, right? You can't really put an ROI on that, but what you can do is you can remind people how kick-ass your software is or your product or whatever by targeting them in the late-stage opportunity, by uploading their email address and targeting them, getting in their news feed, saying hi to them, waving, going, hey, remember me? When are you going to sign that contract? Optimize your Facebook page. These are lead gen opportunities right here. You can put landing pages in here. You can put landing pages in here synced up to your marketing automation, up to your CRM, so that info goes from here straight into Facebook. Score, email follow-up, boom. You're in a cycle right now. It's crazy. We also did a really interesting study where we actually, we were running a virtual event, and we ran, I'll show you what we do here. This might look silly to the normal B2B marketer. This meme drove customers to us. We have big ticket item Marketo, right? Now, how do we do it? It's this goofy meme. You're not using social in your B2B marketing. You got to be kidding me. I came up with this in like 3 seconds. It's silly, right? It's stupid. But look at this engagement. 58 people shared this. 58 people with an approximate, 1,000 followers, 1,000 friends, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm being optimistic. But that's like 58,000 impressions, right? And then 817 people like that. So that says to me, these stupid memes are funny because it's entertaining them. But what's this all for? I'm tying it to my offer, that little bit.ly link right there. It's driving them to one of our assets. And so we get their attention with this fun, goofy meme, right? Now they're like, oh, that's funny. By the way, I need that. And they're going to click on it. Then they're going to share it with their friends. They're going to keep the cycle going. What else can they do for us? I don't know. I'm done. Perfect. I'll give you another one. This is my favorite. My father taught me many things. Keep your leads close, but your opportunities closer. That one took about 10 minutes to come up with. That's a baby Godfather, right? This is crazy, but look at that. 301 people shared this. 300 people. And this is so targeted that I guarantee you, 90% of those people who target us have marketing on their profile somewhere. These are marketers, right? And we target that. We set this up so that only marketers will see this. And only marketers can share this. And they're sharing it with their marketing friends. And now there's all kinds of this marketing community laughing at some stupid Godfather baby. But it's funny. I love it, right? It's cute. I shared this myself. I shared my own content. I like my own content. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Look, Marketo likes this. I was supposed to take that off. Sorry. Oh, but you also see, and almost 5,000 other people like that. And then here's something a little less boring. But it's a big visual. The idea here, this is very clever. On Fridays, we do a thing called the non-B2B marketing moment of Zen, right? I can post any photo I want. I can post a picture of, there's a picture of a falcon with a microphone in his hand, and he says, what does he say? Oh, he says, and then I told him, it's none of your falcon business. And he goes, is this thing on? But what does it have to do with, B2B marketing? Absolutely nothing. But I'll tell you what it does for you. It raises the affinity, right? EdgeRank is this crazy algorithm in Facebook that's going to tell people, it tells, Facebook EdgeRank basically decides who's going to see your message when you post. When you post something to Facebook with no paid advertising, you might get, on a good day, to 16% of your following, right? 16% of the people who like your page. That's a rough estimate. Put a little paid behind it, put a fun image in there, and it gets shared, it goes viral. I say viral for B2B is like 50 shares, right? 301 shares on this little meme, tied back to an offer. My offer's riding along, it's taking a little ride on this wave, right? EdgeRank is like, holy crap. Whatever Marketo's doing, these people are loving it. They're sharing it like crazy. They're doing this. So the affinity is so high that whatever we put in there next is going to be shown to all those same people. So we're not tricking EdgeRank. We're managing EdgeRank, right? That's what I like to call it anyway. Anyway, so the next thing I put in after this is an invite to a webinar. I just bold. An invite to a webinar. An invite to an event. Maybe I'll throw in a demo once or twice a month, right? But it's going to get that huge exposure. And then you just put $100 behind it. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So the question that I get all the time, that fires me up, if you can't tell, I'm fired up right now. Does B2B work for lead gen? Yes, hell yes it does. This is my expertise. This took me like 3 hours to put together. You ever do it, the stats that have to cross back and forth? Jeez, never again. Anyway, this is a real deal. When somebody asked me that question, it was November. And I'll tell you what, man, I was obsessed with this. I was like, I would not leave. I was like Thomas Edison or Nikola Tesla trying to invent alternating current, right? It was like I could not stop getting this out of my head. So I spent countless hours. Had some problems at home, I'll tell you that, because I wanted to get this number up. But I wanted to prove something. We spent $13,788. 2,046 targets. Again, targets, prospects, interchangeable. Targets, these are prospects. These are people who are ready to buy our product. Many of these people are coming in for the first time through Facebook. Who would have thunk it, right? Look at that cost per target. $6.82. For about 15 minutes, I had down to $6.71. And that's a record. That is a record. Guinness called the next day, and they said, we don't have a category, but that's very impressive. Anyway, but this is, well, I mean, we're happy to pay $50 for a PPC, lead. Get them for $6 on Facebook. This is the dollar store of lead gen, but it's quality stuff, man. This is like if Nordstrom's opened up a dollar store. Quality leads, cheap, and it works. Slideshare, sleeping giant. If you're not using Slideshare, you are missing opportunities. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something to blow your mind. I'm just going to skip to this because I'm going to make this quick. By the way, Slideshare and SEO. I made one slide deck about inbound marketing. One slide deck. My competition has 97. We rank number 1 because we specifically designed a Slideshare deck for Slideshare, customizing our social content, our lead gen content for a social channel. We spent $6,000. We designed a self-guiding tour from an ebook that got 14,000 views. Super cool, right? Love that. I changed that into a visual, very well-designed, self-guided journey working with Column 5 Media. For $6,000, we created this. It's called it's called Building a Better Inbound Marketing Machine. It's a story. It's fun. It's self-guided. It's about 70, it's like 56 slides, whatever. 14,000 ebook views. Guess how much this got? I'm going to tell you. It's up to 330,000 views. My friends at Salesforce were calling me saying, how the hell did you get 300,000 views on a Slideshare deck? And I said, come see me speak about it. But you see right here, this is the other trick. You pay $19 a month for Slideshare Pro, you get this little lead gen form. This lead gen form is your buddy, man. He can pop up in the middle and say, hey, you want to take this home with you? It's free. Give me your email. It can also pop up at the end. Very non-invasive. You get a Marketo, little plug. We have an integration with Slideshare. So once they fill it out, we get a little alert to our SDRs based on keywords. They go straight into the funnel. They get a follow-up email, and now we're in a cycle. It's free. Oh, so there's actually 6,000 invested. Generated 2,700 names, 57 new prospects. Ugh. What we discovered, Slideshare. Anybody work for Slideshare? Or LinkedIn? I love LinkedIn, I love Slideshare, but it's not good. Slideshare's not good for pulling in new names. What it does though, what it does surprisingly well, like better than any other, the ROI, the best ROI channel we have is Slideshare. And because what it does is it accelerates the funnel. It accelerates the people who are already in the funnel. It pushes them a little bit down. It makes them take the next step in the nurturing process. $5,000 invested, $107,000 in pipeline. That's social ROI, man. Where's the mystery? It's no longer. It's right there. It's right in front of you. LinkedIn for lead gen. The thing I told you about at advocates, if your employees are not updating their LinkedIn profiles, you're missing opportunities. If your LinkedIn profile has a picture of you at a barbecue with an old Milwaukee in your hand, you're missing opportunities. It happens. I got to Marketo almost a year and a half ago, and I looked at some of these pictures, and I'm like, what are you thinking? This is crazy, right? There's a picture of a guy with Donald Duck. I'm like, I can't believe this. So we had Marketo Picture Day. Pulled in professional photographer, right? Took 117 headshots in 6 hours for a fraction of a price. While these people are getting their professional headshot with a purple background, by the way, which is going to optimize their LinkedIn profile and give us new leads, because an optimized LinkedIn profile with keywords gives you an SEO boost. The more you have, the more you're going to show up in Google rankings and in the social signals when people are searching in LinkedIn. And people are searching more and more for company and solutions and information inside LinkedIn. And if you don't have those updates and those optimized profiles, you're missing out. Not to mention, the first time an SDR calls somebody, you know they're going to click on their profile, and you want them to have a nice, beautiful, well-kept, clean-cut profile. Utilize groups, LinkedIn Signal, and Newsfeed. Of course, it's essential. You want to update your newsfeed from your company. Do like 3 times a day, maybe 5. I don't know. Keep it around there. LinkedIn groups is super important, but LinkedIn lets you join like 50 groups. Who the hell has time for 50 groups? Silly. Join 20, find the top 5 with the engagement, and then drill that down to 2, and then get in there once or twice a week, and you can become an influencer in there, man. You can be like a thought leader. And you can start getting all this intelligence. You can find these people and connect these people and sync them in and do introductions to your SDRs and your sales reps. It's all about these connections, building this relevance, being out there, connecting. LinkedIn is a social network. Don't forget that. Company page. We all know that. YouTube for lead gen. We all know that YouTube is they say, oh, it gets more searches than Google, blah, 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 blah. Videos are tough to make. They suck. Nobody likes to be on video in the first place. I'm being videotaped. I'm kind of a little nervous right now, right? Nobody likes to be on video. And making a video for a B2B company is frightening because you're like, oh, this is going to be boring as hell. Well, it usually is, but look at Salesforce, man. Salesforce does a great job with it. Cisco does a great job, but there's lots of companies out there. There's lots of examples you can steal. But the trick is, here's a little fun fact. Keep your videos to 25 seconds, or actually, what's the rule? I think it's 25 seconds, because if you advertise a video, you don't get charged until you go after the 30-second mark. So you want to keep it 30 seconds, or I don't think you can advertise against it, but the key is to put up your thank you and kind of shoo them away in 5 seconds before they get charged. Anyway, optimize your individual videos. Just get in there and lay this foundation, man. Even if you're not active on YouTube, even if you not have like a billion videos, keywords, and I'm going to show you this. This right here, these are links, man. These are free links from Google, right? Now, you're thinking to yourself, who the hell is going to come to my YouTube page? Well, they're searching, they're going to find information there, and who's going to click on that link? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Those links are so specific that the small amount of traffic you get is going to convert higher, so you got to put them there. It's free. Watch them convert. It's free stuff, and you got to take advantage of that. It's just a foundation. Set and forget. If you have marketing automation, of course. Google Plus, like I mentioned this before, these if you're not getting +1s on your blog, on your website, if you're not paying attention to Google Plus, man, they're going to penalize you. It's coming. I'm warning you. If you don't pay attention, you're already behind. Keywords, relevant links on your About page. I'm going to show you an example. These are free links again from Google. Google authorship. If there's one thing you take away from this today, Google authorship. How many people have Google authorship set up? Matt Hines. One person? What Google authorship does for lead gen is incredible. Number one is, it tells Google that you're very proud of your content, that you're willing to put your face. Everybody know what Google authorship is? Let me show you. Sorry. These are free linking opportunities, by the way, too. Free links, man. Free stuff from Google. It's not analytics. It's free link backs. This right here, Jeremiah Aoying, has Google authorship set up. What happens when that shows up, when he links, and it's very simple. There are 1,000 blog posts out there that are like 4,000 words. There's like a full ebook on setting up Google authorship. I sat down and said, there's got to be a better way, because I'm not that smart, right? There's got to be a better way. So we sat down with some of my SEO buddies, and not to insult myself, but I think I'm going to. I said, dudes, distill this down, because I need to be able to tell people how to do this, like simply. And so they emailed me 14 hours later, and the subject line was Google Plus authorship for complete morons. And I said, thank you. That's exactly what I need. I'm one step below a dummy in this part, right? So anyway, what you do is you basically tell Google, you link from your Google Plus profile to your blog post or to your resources page or whatever. So whenever somebody searches, your picture is showing up there saying, hey, I wrote this. I'm proud of this piece of content. Google's looking at it like, hey, they are going to put their picture up there. They are damn proud. They think that's good content. It shows relevance. And these get like, I don't know the exact, don't quote me. I think it was like 12 times more clicks than the ones that don't. 12 times more clicks. And that might not even be accurate. But it's at least 6. In between 6 and 12, give or take 6. And where is all this heading to, right? Forrester report showed company to buyer trust was 33%. That sucks. That's awful. But buyer to buyer, when somebody recommends something, if I know that person, I'm going to trust them, right? So where's this all heading? Future of social is in peer-to-peer. The people, you want to identify your influencers with your intelligence and find the people who are advocating your product, the people who are using your product, people who like your product, and you want to get them to share your content to their audience. That's the future, right? This is where social's leading us. It's very simple to do if you put the effort in. First thing you want to do with all of your campaigns out there, frictionless and incentivized sharing. This is our demand gen team put this together, right? I get in front of it, I'm like, this is a beautiful campaign. Why don't we socialize this? Why don't we incentivize these people to share this stuff, right? Share to win. Get 5 friends to download this content. This is one of our definitive guides, and we'll send you a hard copy and a free t-shirt. Huge, huge, huge. What happens when they share that? Look at that. ROI of social, it's magically appearing again, right? This is a social dashboard. This shows you your influencers. It shows you your social reach, your social impressions, your social lift. It's basically showing you everyone who's touched your campaign, who's came back to your website, who's referred people back to your website. They're tracking who clicked, who referred, who came back, who converted. And then they're going to show you all the channels, the most popular channels. This is a beautiful thing. This is all in addition to what you guys are looking at on a normal campaign. Your email campaign could have this lift on it. And look at those impressions. The social reach. 500,000 more people from putting 2 buttons on there and putting a little incentive. How do I measure all this stuff? Build a kick-ass dashboard, right? All the stuff you have, this is all very simple to do. It may look complex, but there are people out there who will tell you, like, oh, you need to track your your likes and your follows and whatever. We call those vanity metrics. They're important in some aspects, but the main thing is you want to track, number one, social conversions. How many people are coming from the social sites and converting on your website? Super important. Number two, social referral. Are there any spikes? What's going on? Watch those numbers. Who's coming to your sites from the social networks? Figure out what they're doing. Figure out that conversion path, where they're going, what are they looking at. Take that and put that intelligence into your advertising and focus on them more. People talking about us. This is a 7-day barometer that Facebook does based on how much activity is going on your Facebook page. This is the number one metric at Facebook. Don't look at anything else. Focus on that. You don't care about anything else. All that's important. Share a voice. The number of mentions you have in the world of social. This isn't like Facebook and Twitter. This is the blogosphere, man. Don't forget about the world's biggest blog, the blogosphere. The blog, which I don't have time to get to. The blog I like to refer to as kind of like the dude, right? It's like the Big Lebowski. It's the rug that ties the room together. The blog is the rug that ties the social media channels together. It's your home base, your mothership. It's where all your content lives. And you pump it out through there, bringing people back to your site. So share a voice. Number of mentions in comparison to your competitors. And the share conversation takes that down into specific conversations. I care about market automation. I care about how many people are talking about Marketo versus my competition in this circle of market automation. Very simple to do this stuff. And always remember, B2B marketers like to have fun too. B2B marketing can be sexy. This is a coloring book that I produced just a couple weeks ago. In 3 days, this got 6,000 views, hundreds of downloads, and we didn't pay a penny. It went viral in the B2B world, right? But you might think this is the biggest piece of chocolate cake content in the world. And by that I mean like where's the value to it? But the idea is there's like a revenue cycle maze in there. It's fun. It's fun for everybody. I just did it before I came in. Oh, and I actually brought one, so I'm going to give it one away. But anyway, it's fun. It's engaging. It gives people something to share, while it also educates them a little bit, right? And one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm just end by saying, like, it's getting better all the time. The world of social for B2B, the lines are getting blurred on what works for B2C and B2B, right? People like to be engaged with. They like to have the personal attention. They all like attention. That's why social works anyway, right? Because when somebody likes that, they say, I'm giving you approval that's cool. No matter if it's personal or whatever, but people like the attention. And if you can take that attention and get in front of those people and kind of accelerate it a little bit by putting a little bit paid behind it with some little fun content, you're going to drive in leads. You're going to drive in customers that you may not have touched in PPC or your email database or that paid list you did. These are new channels. These are new techniques, and they work. And again, I don't care what your product is, what your niche is. You can target this so specifically that you will get results, I promise you. So, thank you.